Hello, and welcome to the eLearning and Instructional Design for Beginners podcast, where new and aspiring instructional designers start, grow, and advance their careers in instructional design and online learning development. I'm your host, Crystal Harper. I'm a former school teacher who transitioned to instructional design, all while working full-time as a single mom. Would you like to become a successful instructional designer without the burden of earning another degree? Well, then let's get started. Case studies and examples help online learners relate to the subject matter and see how it ties into real-world situations. They are also good for teaching more complex knowledge and experiences. They are necessary to ensure that learners are able to make sense of illustrated concepts. Specifically in an e-learning course, it is essential to ensure that the examples and case studies that you provide to students aren't just text blocks thrown onto a page. It is important that you create the content so that it is interactive and engaging. Otherwise, they will get bored and not even review it. Case studies contain features such as facts, statistics, and first-person accounts that are supported by reliable sources. They are hypothetical situations that are based in reality. E-learning case studies drive the point home so that online learners connect with the content on a personal level. However, it is important to ensure that you add interactive elements to your e-learning case studies in order to boost active participation. Examples can be used both deductively and inductively. Deductive examples illustrate a concept or show the steps of a procedure that was previously introduced, whereas inductive examples stimulate thinking and reflection prior to providing definitions and principles. Examples are important because they help bridge the gap between theory and practice. Examples can be given on how to accomplish a task along with an explanation of the underlying principle, followed by questions about the examples to stimulate the learner's reflection and prepare them for assessment. Connect using story and emotions. Case studies and examples naturally lack emotion. Online learners will have a difficult time connecting with the e-learning content, which will cause them to be less engaged. One way of increasing engagement is by framing the content using a compelling storyline with characters. People relate to stories on an emotional level. Providing your online students with stories allows them to put themselves into the role of the main character and connect with them on an emotional level, watching the events unfold. Without story, case studies and examples are simply cold, hard facts, which can be very boring for an online student. When presenting the case study or example, it is great practice to present the content using a variety of media. Include text, audio narrations, pictures, or even videos. This will help increase student engagement. It may also be helpful to present the case study or example to your students in action using a presentation tool. You can walk the students through the e-learning events, putting the main issue into perspective. You may even consider incorporating clickable links that explore different aspects of the situation. These links can reveal more information about the particular topic, like clues, helping the students solve the mystery. One tool that I love to use for making interactive presentations is Prezi, create an infographic. Infographics are perfect for case studies as they provide a visual representation of the key facts and ideas. Infographics are perfect for case studies and examples as they provide a visual representation of the key facts and ideas. With infographics, you can easily integrate images, graphs, and charts that illustrate the key points. You can also include timelines to highlight trends or important e-learning events. Make sure that the visuals you choose are relatable and reflective of the subject matter. It's also important to focus only on a few specific ideas to avoid cognitive overwhelm. You shouldn't illustrate every aspect of the case study or example, but the most relevant pieces of data. Blend it with a discussion. The adoption of online discussion forums has now become a common strategy in e-learning. Online discussion forums enable flexible and independent learning and knowledge construction, helping students develop critical thinking skills. Incorporating an example or case study with an online asynchronous discussion is a great way to increase active participation and learning among students online. Research has shown a significant improvement in knowledge retention and increases workload for students by including peer-to-peer learning. Specifically, in an online course, it is essential to ensure that the examples and case studies that you provide to your students aren't just text blocks thrown onto a page. What would normally be considered quite boring for online students, applying these tips when using these instructional strategies will definitely increase engagement and interactivity in your online course.